Hi, and welcome to the introduction to our Readmission Priority Action Plan tool, or RPAP. Let's go ahead and meet the developers real quick. I'd like to introduce Karen Fernandez, President of IR Consulting Group. What Karen does for her client base is prep them for Joint Commission surveys. My name is Bob Latino of Reliability Center Incorporated. We're a 40-year-old firm specializing in the application of root cause analysis and failure modes and effects analysis. The driving force behind this deep look at readmissions is obviously the Affordable Care Act. We've heard all of these quotes in the news before. Nearly 2 million Medicare beneficiaries are readmitted within 30 days, costing Medicare $17.5 billion a year. Approximately 20% of Medicare beneficiaries are discharged from hospitals were re-hospitalized within 30 days. And most of patients from hospitals to the community and back again account for an estimated $15 billion in annual Medicare spending. But how does this affect us? 278 hospitals this year will lose 1% of their base Medicare reimbursements. That will continue to 2% next year and 3% the year after, equating to about $280 million in penalties. The total number of hospitals for this year will be about 2,211 that will receive penalties. So this explains the reason that we have to take this deep look. Now, many of us have been aware of many studies that have been out. Typically, they're statistical type of studies that focus on looking at readmissions by condition, comparing them to mortality rates, looking at them by geography. But I want to give you a little bit of a different twist with this when we look at it through the eyes of root cause analysis. RPAP is an innovative approach to focus on systemic causes of readmissions, not on the outcomes. Many of the times when we're looking at statistical research and statistical studies, they tell us the magnitude and the frequency of outcomes, but they're not capable of understanding what's causing those outcomes to occur. So the approach we're going to take here is that we are going to conduct a deep drill down root cause analysis to the point of understanding why people make bad decisions that lead to 30-day readmissions. We're then going to take those identified root causes and put them into an FMEA format, which is unconventional use of FMEA, but nonetheless it works. So we're going to put them into this FMEA format, and we're going to evaluate those causes as they relate to our particular facility. As a result of that, we're going to identify what we call the significant few, the 20% or less of the failure modes that are accountable for 80% or more of the readmissions. Once we've done this FMEA with our team and identified these significant few, we simply click whether we want to export that data to Excel, where we can manipulate it and do greater things in terms of using it as a tracking device, or simply printing our full report and using it as our corrective action plan. So let's take a quick look at the tools behind the background that were used to develop this particular RPAP tool. Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick review of the RCA process that we use to develop and identify the root causes used in the RPAP tool. The E here is event, excessive healthcare cost or penalties, caused by the mode, unacceptable unplanned readmission rates. From here we become hypothetical and we ask how could. Our four major submodes, and these are important because they will be a column in our RPAP tool, are unexpected complication occurs after discharge. Number 1. Patient does not follow discharge instructions. Number 2. Patient follows the discharge instructions, but the reason for the initial admission continues. That'll be number 3. And lastly, a new factor is introduced unrelated to the discharge, causing new patient issue to present. That'll be number 4. For the sake of example, I'm going to carry all the way down in one leg, but recognize whenever there's a plus sign, that means there are more areas of exploration. Our question becomes, how could we have an unexpected complication occur after discharge? Unrelated disease process not picked up prior, adverse drug reaction, acquired infection. How could we have an unrelated disease process not picked up prior? Possibilities: lack of comprehensive H&P, incomplete nursing assessment and reassessment, not picked up during the daily reviews of the lab, x-rays, etc. It could be discharge summary related. And lastly, we have a lack of comprehensive care planning process. We're going to continue and ask, how could we have an incomplete nursing assessment and reassessment? High patient load, human factors design flaw of a form, untimely documentation, short-term memory loss due to a delay. We're going to follow, how could we have a human factors design flaw of a form? We could have a paper form or an electronic form. On the paper side, we have like checkboxes that are too close, making it easy to mix up, and we have perceived as very complex by the user. On the electronic side, customization oversimplifies the form and loses key data. Also, we have some fields not required that actually should be. So we're going to export over to our FMEA these latent root causes, or the boxes with the circle. These are actionable root causes. That means that recommendations can be put in place to make these go away. So let's go ahead and take a look at the RPAP tool itself. This is the spreadsheet, and this is our value tables for probability and severity. You'll recognize on the submode categories now that we have 1 through 4, as I just described. Then we have another column that says cause category general, which means that this is an orientation point for somewhere in the tree that will help us identify what this actionable root cause is linked to. So these are the specific root causes, the blocks with the circles, that lead to this general category, that lead to this submode. Now, any of these line items in here can be edited, deleted, or we can add new records of our own in here so that we can customize the content of this particular analysis to fit our organization. Once the spreadsheet is ready, we can now go ahead and get our subject matter experts together and go ahead and rate the likelihood or probability of these types of causes occurring and their severity and impact when they do occur. So probability times severity will equal our risk prioritization number. When we're done evaluating all of the causes, then we can come over and say Analyze Data. I can display my significant few chart. This will display the results of our evaluations and identify the green ones in this case that represent 80% of our risk and or losses. Then I can go ahead and print my corrective action report. This is the preview. We have a free-form field up here so that you can put in a description or a paragraph about your lead-in. And these are your actual results. And notice that the RPN number is now prioritized highest to lowest and will display only the significant few along with the proposed recommendations. So we can print our full report and be ready to go with a corrective action report right after our team meeting, or we have the option to go ahead and export to Excel. When I export to Excel, it will put it in an Excel format, and this is important because some organizations would like to add some columns for tracking. I could put the person responsible for executing this recommendation and a due date in which we want it done by. So this allows some more flexibility to do things that are a little more elaborate than the basics that RPAP will provide, but it gives you the opportunity to go ahead and approach it that way. So now let's get back to our presentation. Okay, so we wanted to be able to show all of the work that went in the background so that you did not have to do that full work. This gives you a running start on being able to do a full-blown FMEA on readmissions. Is this going to be a panacea? Is it going to cover 100% of everything that could happen? Absolutely not. That's why we made it customizable. Does it give you a good head start? Absolutely. So let's take a look at the RPAP tool benefits. This tool is cause-based, not outcome-based. As you can tell from the drilling down of the root cause analyses, this is not a trend on some statistical chart. This is actually figuring out why people make the decisions they do that lead to 30-day readmissions. The RCA is already completed. As we've said, we've spent months and months developing this particular root cause analysis with the expertise of Karen and I to make it readily available for you in a digestible format. We put all of the causes into an FMEA and made it so that you simply just have to put numbers in based on your experience. The line items are customizable so that it's not our FMEA, it's your FMEA. All the recommendations are included because that's what Karen does for a living. She teaches her clients how to make the recommendations that are acceptable to the Joint Commission. This saves an immense amount of time and money because you don't have to put labor at the table to be able to develop these type of things. Obviously, this saves time and money. Months of work are condensed into days now with the RPAP tool. All you have to do is meet as a team and rank the pre-analyzed causes. We've made it very easy to purchase. It's very economical. You can go online with a credit card. You can download the standalone application. And then as soon as you amass your team, which is the hard part, all you have to do is rate the individual causes and then print your report, and you have a corrective action solution ready to go. So what do you think? As our friend is thinking here, do you have any questions? If you'd like a live demo or general information or purchasing information, you can visit our website at reliability.com/RPAP. Or if you'd like to talk to a human, call John Bartlow, 1-800-457-0645. Or you can email John as well at jbartlow@reliability.com. I thank you for your time, and we hope to hear from you.